Welcome back, everyone. Today we will review there is and there are. We will also review some and any. Then we will learn the comparative as. But before we begin, we should learn some important vocabulary. We're going to look at the rooms in a house or an apartment. Then we will learn what people put in these rooms. Okay, take a look at your screen. A room has a ceiling, a floor, and usually 4 walls. There are also windows and doors. A bedroom is the room where people sleep. It usually has a bed, a wardrobe, a bedside table, and a lamp. There are pictures or posters on the wall. There are pillows and blankets on the bed. A bathroom is the room where people wash. It usually has a toilet, sink, and shower or bathtub. There is usually a mirror in the bathroom. A kitchen is the room where people cook. It usually has a sink, refrigerator, stove, counters, and cupboards. It sometimes has a table and chairs. Now the dining room. A dining room is the room where people eat. It usually has a big table, chairs, and a cabinet or buffet. Living room. A living room is the room where people relax and visit. It usually has a sofa, some armchairs, and a coffee table. There may be lamps, plants, and a picture on the wall. Sometimes there are rugs on the floor. There may be a bookcase. There may be a fireplace. Chairs, beds, desks, and tables are called furniture. Furniture is a non-count noun and is always singular.
There is, there are.
Now let's review there is and there are. I'll tell you about my house. There are 3 mirrors in my apartment. There is a big bed in my sister's room. There isn't a sofa in our dining room. There are 6 rooms in my house. There aren't any beds in the living room. So we use there is and there are when we talk about something for the first time to say that it exists. The subject follows the verb to be when there is used. The verb always agrees with the noun that follows there. Take a look at these examples. There is a sofa in the living room. Okay, now in this sentence, the subject is sofa. It follows the verb to be when there is used. So there is a sofa in the living room. And there are 3 chairs in the living room. The subject is chairs. There are 3 chairs in the living room. All right, now the negative of there is there is not. Okay? There is not. Okay, or, of course, short form, there isn't. Now look at your screen for an example. There isn't a map in the classroom. Okay, the negative of there are is there are not, or short form, there aren't. Okay, look at your screen for an example. There aren't any pictures on the wall. In the yes-no question form, is or are comes before there. Okay, take a look at your screen for an example. Is there a map on the wall? Or, are there any beds in the living room? Okay, you may use there is and there are when answering a question using how many. Okay, look at your screen for an example. How many chairs are there in the living room? Answer, there are 3 chairs in the living room. Okay, now let's practice. There is, there are. There isn't, there aren't. Sylvia, are there some books in your desk?
Yes, there are some books on my desk. Let me count. 1 and 2. There are 2 books on my desk.
All right, good. Alberto, is there a fireplace in your living room?
No, there isn't a fireplace in my living room. My father thinks it is dangerous.
All right, thank you, Alberto. Linda, how many lamps are in your bedroom?
There are 2 lamps. I have one near my bed. I like to read at night. And there is one on my computer desk.
All right, very good, everyone. Now it's time to look and listen.
Look and listen.
There is one big window in Alicia's dining room. There are many cupboards in my grandmother's kitchen. There isn't a telephone in Tim's bedroom. There isn't a balcony at Alan's house.
Read and repeat.
We can begin yes-no questions with isn't there, or, of course, aren't there. Okay, we can also give short answers to these questions. Here are some examples. Isn't there a computer in Tim's room? No, there isn't. Isn't there a computer in Tim's room? No, there is not. Next example. Aren't there any candles in your room? Yes, there are. There are 4 candles. Aren't there any candles in your room? Yes, there are. There are 4 candles. All right, let's practice there is and there are one more time. Linda, is there a bookcase in your living room?
No, there is not. There is a bookcase in my bedroom. I love to read books. And there is a bookcase in my sister's bedroom too.
Good, very good. Reading is important. And how many books are in your bookcase?
I don't know. There are many.
Great. Sylvia, are there chairs in your kitchen?
Yes, there are 6 chairs. There is a table too. We sometimes eat in the kitchen, but we usually eat in the dining room because there is a big table in the dining room.
Oh, are there any candles in the dining room?
Yes, there are many candles because my mother really loves candles.
Thank you, Sylvia. Alberto, is there a lamp in your kitchen?
No, the light is on the ceiling. It's always on because my mother loves to cook.
Are there many cupboards in your kitchen?
Yes, there are. We have lots of pots, pans, and dishes.
Lots of pots or pots?
Sorry, pots.
Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. Now, here is a chart to help you better understand there is and there are. Take a look at your screen. Now, the subject always follows be when there is used. When it's positive and singular, here's an example. There is a book on the table. Plural. There are 3 books on the table. Here's an example of negative. Negative singular. There isn't a book on the table. Negative plural. There aren't any books on the table. Yes, no questions. Singular. Is there a book on the table? Yes, no question, plural. Are there any books on the table? Now, how about information questions? How many books are on the table? Plural. How many books are on the table?
Some and any.
Now we will review some and any. Before we do this, let's quickly review count and non-count nouns. Take a look on your screen. Let's look at these sentences. First, I have an apple. Next example. There isn't a bed in that room. Next sentence. Sarah has a computer in her living room. Alec doesn't have a mirror in his bathroom. So you can see that the nouns apple, bed, computer, and mirror are count nouns. You can count them with numbers. 1 apple, 2 apples, 3 beds, 1 computer, etc. They can be preceded by an indefinite article, a or an. They have a plural form ending in s, es, or ies. Now, look at these sentences. There is furniture on the truck. Next, Mike needs sugar for his tea. Next sentence, Tony must do his homework in his bedroom. Next example, Alex always puts water in the refrigerator. So what did you notice about these nouns? Well, the nouns furniture, sugar, homework, and water are non-count nouns. They can't be counted with numbers. 1 homework. No, we don't say that. They can't be preceded by a or an, and there is no plural form. It's just homework, furniture, sugar, and water. Now, let's look at some first. Look at some examples. There are some flowers on the table. Next, there is some rice in the cupboard. Bridget has some blouses in her wardrobe. Next example, we have some perfume in the bathroom. Some is usually used in positive sentences. It can be used in front of count or non-count nouns. With count nouns, it is used in front of plural nouns. Okay, let's look at some examples. We have one chair. One chair. Or plural count nouns, we have some chairs. Some chairs. Or for non-count nouns, we have some furniture. Some furniture. So, with non-count nouns, it means there is a quantity of something. There is an amount of something. Now we're ready to practice count, non-count nouns, and some. Sylvia, are there some CDs in your room?
Yes, there are some CDs in my room. The stereo is in the living room. My father's CDs are in the living room.
Okay. Alberto, is there some soap in your bathroom?
Yes, there is some soap. I have my own soap.
All right, thank you. Linda, how much soup is in your refrigerator?
There is some soup. We eat soup for dinner all the time.
Okay, great answers. Now we should take some time to look and listen.
Look and listen.
Yasmin has some homework to do at the kitchen table. My father bought some paint for the dining room ceiling. Mother needs some time to make the cake. Jill bought some new pillows for the sofa. There are some pans on the stove.
Read and repeat.
Now let's review any. Take a look at these examples. Ken doesn't have any homework tonight. Next example. There aren't any paintings in my bedroom. Another example. There aren't any good programs on TV tonight. Another example. Michael doesn't have any clean clothes in his wardrobe. So, we notice that we can use any in negative sentences and also questions. Okay, in a negative sentence, any means there is or are none. Okay, so it's used in front of count or non-count nouns. Any can also be used after never. Take a look at these examples. Ken doesn't have any homework tonight. Means the same as Ken has no homework. Different example. There aren't any good programs on TV tonight. This is the same as there are no good programs on TV tonight. Another example. There are never any bottles of water in the refrigerator. Means the same as there are never bottles of water in the refrigerator. Okay, in question form, any can be used in positive or negative form. Follow these examples. Do you have any books? Yes, I have 4 books. Don't you have any books? No, I don't have any books. When we use any in a negative form like that, don't you have any books? It's almost like expressing disbelief, but pretty much the same. Okay, now let's practice using any. Sylvia, do you have a rug in your bedroom?
No, there aren't any rugs in my bedroom.
Okay. Linda, are there any pets at your house?
No, there aren't any pets at my house. My father doesn't like cats. My mother doesn't like dogs. And I had a fish last year. I gave it to my cousin.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Linda. Alberto, is there any lasagna in your refrigerator?
Yes, there is some lasagna in the refrigerator. My mother made it last night. It's very delicious.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Now it's time to do some looking and listening.
Look and listen.
Grandmother doesn't have any time to clean the kitchen. There aren't any plants in my aunt's apartment. Malcolm's friends didn't bring any presents to the party. There isn't any shampoo in the bathroom. There is never any cola in the refrigerator.
Read and repeat. As.
Okay, let's practice one more time. Is there any dessert in your refrigerator, Linda?
No, there isn't any desserts. My father always eats it. He loves sweets.
Good answer. Alberto, are there any DVDs at your house?
Yes, there are some new DVDs in the living room. My mother likes to watch films at night. It helps her relax.
Oh, okay. I like to watch films too. Does she like old films or new films?
She likes old films.
Ah, okay. Me too. Thank you, Alberto. Sylvia, are there any paintings on the wall of your living room?
No, there aren't any paintings on the wall. There are many pictures of my family and there are pictures of my football team.
All right. Good job, everyone. Now, we are going to learn the comparative as. But first, we need to review adjectives. Take a look at some sentences on your screen. It is beautiful. Next, Jake's bedroom is dirty. Next example. There is a delicious cake in the cupboard. Next, Andy has a new magazine on the coffee table. So you can see beautiful, dirty, delicious, and new are adjectives. Now remember, adjectives describe nouns. They are usually in front of the noun. They come before the noun. And we also know that sometimes they follow the verb to be. Here are some more examples. It is beautiful. Okay, Beautiful describes it. So it's following, in this example, it is following the verb to be. Jake's bedroom is dirty. Dirty describes bedroom. So again, the adjective is following the verb to be. Next example. There is a delicious cake in the refrigerator. Delicious describes cake. In this case, the adjective is before the noun. Next example. Andy has a new magazine on the coffee table. New describes magazine. And again, the adjective is before the noun. Okay, now we're ready to practice adjectives. Okay, so I will ask you questions and you use adjectives in your answers. Okay? Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Linda, what is on the coffee table in your living room?
There are brown candles, there are some books, and there's a big picture of our family.
Okay, thank you, Linda. Sylvia, what is in the refrigerator in your kitchen?
There are many things. There are green peppers, there are cartons of fresh eggs, there are 4 cans of Coke.
Okay, very good. Alberto, tell me about your dining room.
Yes, okay. There are some beautiful pictures on the wall. There is an old table with 4 chairs, and there are many colorful vases.
All right, very good. Thank you. Now, let's look at adverbs. Take a look at these sentences. The students did their homework quietly. Next sentence. Ellen cleaned her bedroom carefully. Next sentence. My mother cooks very well. Next sentence. She ate her breakfast quickly this morning. So, what did you notice about adverbs? Well, since adjectives describe nouns, we can understand that adverbs describe verbs. Okay, they give us more information about the verb. An adverb tells us how a person does something or how something happens, and many of them end in Y. Let's take a look at some more examples. The students did their homework quietly. In this sentence, the adverb is quietly because it's describing how the students did their homework. Okay, next example. Ellen cleaned her bedroom carefully. The adverb is carefully. It tells us how Ellen cleaned her bedroom. Next example. My mother cooks very well. The adverb is well. The adverb tells us how she cooks. She ate her breakfast quickly this morning. The adverb is quickly because it tells us how she ate her breakfast. Now let's look at some special vocabulary. So remember, good is an adjective, but well is an adverb. Okay, let's look at some examples. Her French is good. She speaks French well. Fred is a good guitar player. He plays the guitar well. So some words can be adjectives and adverbs. Listen, look at this example. She is a fast reader. She can read fast. John is a hard worker. John works hard. The cleaning woman was late. My father got up late this morning. Let's look at these sentences again. Okay, first we have, She is a fast reader. Fast is describing reader, which is a person, right? Not a verb, it's a person, so it's a noun. So that means fast is an adjective. Okay, next example. She can read fast. This is saying the same thing, but this time, fast is telling us how she reads. So it's telling us about the verb. So fast is an adverb. So let's review. She is a fast reader, fast as an adjective, but she can read fast, fast as an adverb. Next example. John is a hard worker. In this sentence, worker is a noun, and hard is telling us about the worker. So in this sentence, hard is an adjective. But we can say, John works hard. Again, the sentences are saying the same thing. But in the second sentence, hard describes how John works, which is a verb. So in this sentence, hard is an adverb. So let's review. John is a hard worker, hard as an adjective. John works hard, hard as an adverb. Let's look at the next example. My father was late. Here, late tells us about father, a noun. So that means late is an adjective. But my father got up late this morning. So the two sentences are saying the same information, but in this sentence, late describes how father got up. So that means late is an adverb. Let's take a look again. My father was late. Late is an adjective, but my father got up late this morning. Late as an adverb. All right, adverbs are also used to express time. Today, tomorrow, and yesterday are adverbs. Take a look at some examples. He will clean the bathroom tomorrow. Tells us when. John painted his bedroom yesterday. Next, we will buy a new armchair today. Okay, adverbs are also used to express how often we do something. So, for example, never, sometimes, often, seldom, rarely, etc. Those are all adverbs. Take a look at some sentences. My sister never smokes in her bedroom. Next, our family usually eats in the dining room. Next example. My grandfather rarely buys new furniture. All right, these adverbs are called adverbs of frequency. So they say how often we do something. And they come before the verb. However, with the verb to be, they must come after the verb. Look at these examples. Kevin's aunt is always happy. Next, Gina was never late for breakfast. Okay, do you see how the frequency adverbs came after the verb to be? Now let's practice adverbs. So I want you to use adverbs in your answers. Sylvia, how was your breakfast this morning?
Not very good. I ate quickly.
Good, Sylvia. Alberto, is your mother a good cook?
My mother cooks well. She makes wonderful Italian food. She uses cookbooks. She cooks everything slowly.
Okay, very good, Alberto. Linda, what are you going to do tomorrow?
We are going to paint my bedroom. My father will paint and I will help. I'm very excited. I never paint.
Okay. Sylvia, what did you do last night?
I stayed at home. I had a problem. The lamp in the bedroom was broken. I used a candle and I did my homework slowly.
Oh, I'm sorry. You should buy a new lamp.
I will buy a new one tomorrow, and I should look for a new lamp carefully because I don't want to buy another bad one.
All right, wonderful. Alberto, how is your grandfather?
Not good. He doesn't feel well. He has a bad leg. He tried to move the sofa. He should never move the furniture.
Oh, I'm sorry. Linda, how is your family?
Oh, great. We have a new computer. My mother learned to use it easily. She's excited.
Oh, did you help her?
No, she never wants my help.
Thank you, everyone. Now, of course, we should always look and listen.
Look and listen.
Tommy works hard at his computer. Maria's mother makes Italian food well. George made his bed quickly this morning. You should do your homework carefully. Sue made breakfast easily.
Read and repeat.
Now we are going to learn the comparative as. And we are first going to look at as with adjectives. So as plus adjective plus as. Let's look at some examples. Sandy's room is as clean as Ted's room. Next, Al is as tall as his father. Next example. The kitchen sink is as dirty as the bathroom sink. Next, my television is as new as Jennifer's television. So as is used to say that two things are equal or the same in some way. Okay, for example, take a look at your monitor. Sandy's room is as clean as Ted's room. Sandy's room is clean. Ted's room is clean too. Next example. Al is as tall as his father. Means the same as Al and his father are the same height. Next example. The kitchen sink is as dirty as the bathroom sink. The kitchen sink is dirty. The bathroom sink is dirty too. So that means the kitchen sink is as dirty as the bathroom sink. Next example. My television is as new as Jennifer's television. My television is new. I bought it last month. And Jennifer's television is new also. She bought hers last month. All right, now let's practice as. Alberto, is your computer as old as your father's computer?
Yes, it is. We bought them at the same time. My computer is as old as my father's computer.
Good answer, Alberto. Linda, is your mother's cooking as good as your grandmother's cooking?
That's a difficult question. My mother is a wonderful cook. My grandmother is a wonderful cook. So my mother's cooking is as good as my grandmother's.
Very good. Sylvia, is your chair here as comfortable as your desk chair at home?
This chair is not comfortable. My desk chair is not comfortable either. So they are both bad.
Okay, is Linda as beautiful as your friend?
Yes, she is as beautiful as my friend. Linda is beautiful. My friend is beautiful too.
Thank you, Sylvia.
You are welcome.
Good job, everyone. Now, let's talk about the negative of as with adjectives. Take a look at these sentences. George's armchair isn't as old as Gabe's armchair. The living room ceiling isn't as high as the dining room ceiling. Next example. Colleen's rugs aren't as beautiful as Sheila's rugs. Next example. Vera isn't as young as her sister. So the negative form of as is not as. Okay, it is used to say that two parts of a comparison are not equal. More examples. First, we have George's armchair, and we have Gabe's armchair. George's armchair isn't as old as Gabe's armchair. It is newer. We have a living room ceiling and a dining room ceiling. The living room ceiling isn't as high as the dining room ceiling. It is lower. Now look at Colleen's rugs and Sheila's rugs. Colleen's rugs aren't as beautiful as Sheila's rugs. Colleen's rugs are plain. Now Vera and Vera's sister. Vera isn't as young as her sister. She is older. Now let's practice as and not as. Linda, is your bedroom as beautiful as your parents' bedroom?
No, it's not as beautiful as my parents' bedroom. It is very small, and walls are not nice. Tomorrow we will paint my room. It will be very nice.
Oh, good idea. Thank you, Linda. Alberto, is your dining room furniture as comfortable as your living room furniture?
No, our dining room furniture is not as comfortable as our living room. And our sofa and our armchairs are very comfortable.
Okay, thank you, Alberto. Sylvia, is your room as dirty as your brother's room?
No, it isn't as dirty as my brother's bedroom. His room is always very dirty. At least my bedroom is sometimes clean.
All right, wonderful answers. Now it's time to look as well as listen.
Look and listen.
The living room isn't as large as the dining room. Ella's pillows are as colorful as Ted's pillows. My kitchen floor isn't as dirty as my bedroom floor. Those candles are as long as these candles.
Read and repeat.
Now let's look at as with adverbs. Take a look at some sentences. Stan cleaned the kitchen as quickly as Jeff did. Next, Paul did his homework as easily as his brother did. Next example. Making an omelet was as hard as making a cake. Next, he drove the car as carefully as his father did. So we can see that adverbs are used with as in the same way as adjectives. As plus the adverb plus as again. Okay, so it is used to say that two parts of a comparison are the same, except this time the comparison is not adjective, it's a verb. All right, now we need to look at the negative form, and that is not plus verb plus object or complement plus as plus adverb plus as. Okay, so the negative form is not plus verb plus object or complement plus adverb plus as. Okay, some more examples. Stan didn't clean the kitchen as quickly as Jeff did. Next, Paul didn't do his homework as easily as his brother did. Okay, now we're ready to practice. As with adverbs. What did you do last night, Sylvia?
My brother and I cleaned our bedrooms. My brother's bedroom was very dirty. I didn't clean my bedroom as quickly as he did.
Thank you, Sylvia. I'm sure your mother is very happy now.
Yes, she is.
All right. What did you do last night, Alberto?
I helped my friend with her homework. She should learn to do her homework as slowly as I do. I always do well. She doesn't always do well.
All right, wonderful. I'm sure you are a good helper. And you, Linda?
I help my mother in the kitchen. I don't cook as carefully as she does. And the kitchen is always dirty when I finish. She is teaching me how to be a good cook.
Okay, good. Now it's time to look and listen.
Look and listen.
My furniture is not as new as your furniture. This chair is not as expensive as that chair. Our kitchen is not as small as their kitchen. He doesn't clean his room as well as I do.
Read and repeat. Review.
So now let's do an exercise. Using the words, complete the sentences using as or not as. You can make positive or negative sentences. Okay, Sylvia, you do the first one. A chair and a sofa.
A chair isn't as big as a sofa.
A chair isn't as big as a sofa. Good, Alberto. Here's one for you. A living room and a bathroom.
A living room isn't as small as a bathroom.
Okay, good. A living room isn't as small as a bathroom. A living room isn't as small as a bathroom. Okay, Linda. Good health and money.
Good health is as important as money.
Good health is as important as money. Good health is as important as money. Linda, you can do the next one too. What do we have for the next one? We have coffee table and bedside table. Linda?
A bedside table isn't as long as coffee table.
Okay, a bedside table isn't as long as a coffee table. Excellent. A bedside table isn't as long as a coffee table. Sylvia, big television and computer.
A big television is as expensive as a computer.
Big TV is as expensive as a computer. Okay. A big TV is as expensive as a computer. All right, good job, everyone. Now let's try another exercise. We're going to make sentences using as, with the adjectives in parentheses. Okay, you can make affirmative or negative sentences. Are you ready? Let's see. Here is an example first. Bob is younger than Sally. And then in parentheses we have old. So to use as, we would say, Bob isn't as old as Sally, right? Because he's younger. So Bob isn't as old as Sally. Okay, first one. Let's see. Linda can start. You have this table is cheaper than that table. And our word in parentheses is expensive.
This table isn't as expensive as that table.
Good. This table isn't as expensive as that table. Okay? Because the table is cheaper, we can say this table isn't as expensive as the table, that table. My parents' bathroom is bigger than my bathroom. And our word is small, our adjective. Sylvia?
My parents' bathroom isn't as small as my bathroom.
So because my parents' bathroom is bigger, we say my parents' bathroom isn't as small as my bathroom. John's cupboards are dirtier than Alberto's cupboards. And this time the adjective is clean. Again, Sylvia.
John's cupboards aren't as clean as Alberto's cupboards.
John's cupboards aren't as clean as Alberto's cupboards. Okay, because John's cupboards are dirtier than Alberto's, we can say John's cupboards aren't as clean as Alberto's cupboards. Okay, Andy's paintings are more colorful than Sam's paintings. And our adjective is plain. Linda.
Andy's paintings aren't as plain as Sam's paintings.
Okay. Andy's paintings aren't as plain as Sam's paintings. So, because Andy's paintings are more colorful, we can say Andy's paintings aren't as plain as Sam's paintings. Okay, Linda, you're doing so well. You can do the last one too. Her desk is longer than her brother's desk. This time the adjective is short.
Her desk isn't as short as her brother's desk.
Okay, her desk isn't as short as her brother's desk. Her desk isn't as short as her brother's desk. Okay, good job, everyone. Now it's time to listen and write.
Listen and write.
Listen and write these sentences. My bed is as comfortable as my sister's bed. The cupboards in Maria's kitchen are as big as the cupboards in Anna's kitchen. I can't paint as quickly as my father can. My grandmother's stove is as small as my stove. The balcony at Dan's house isn't as clean as the balcony at Tom's house. Cleaning isn't as hard as cooking is. The magazines on the coffee table are as interesting as the magazines in my office. Dan's wardrobe isn't as old as his uncle's wardrobe. Maria's sofa is as comfortable as my sofa. My house is as big as your house. Now check your work. My bed is as comfortable as my sister's bed. The cupboards in Maria's kitchen are as big as the cupboards in Anna's kitchen. I can't paint as quickly as my father can. My grandmother's stove is as small as my stove. The balcony at Dan's house isn't as clean as the balcony at Tom's house. Cleaning isn't as hard as cooking is. The magazines on the coffee table are as interesting as the magazines in my office. Dan's wardrobe isn't as old as his uncle's wardrobe. Maria's sofa is as comfortable as my sofa. My house is as big as your house. Now read the story and answer the questions about it.
Read and answer.
Stephanie and Barry are building a new house in the country. They want to have children, and their old house is very small. Barry works hard at his job so he can save a lot of money. They want to build it quickly because Stephanie will have a baby soon. They also want to build it carefully because they don't want to have any problems. The new kitchen will be modern. It won't be as big as the old kitchen. They want more space for the dining room. Barry wants to buy some beautiful chairs and a nice table for the dining room. They usually eat in the kitchen, but will eat in the dining room if they have visitors. There will be 3 bedrooms. The first bedroom will be for Barry and Stephanie. It will be big. The other 2 bedrooms will be as big as their bedroom. They want to have many children. The bedrooms should be big. The workers are always there. They work very hard. The new house won't be as cheap as the old house, but Stephanie and Barry will be happy. Now answer the questions about the story. Where are Stephanie and Barry building a new house? Why does Barry work hard at his job? Why do they want to build it quickly? Why do they want to build it carefully? Will the new kitchen be as big as the old kitchen? Where do Stephanie and Barry usually eat dinner? How many bedrooms will there be in the new house? Why should the bedrooms be big? Who is always there? Which house will be more expensive? Now check your answers. Where are Stephanie and Barry building a new house? They are building a new house in the country. Why does Barry work hard at his job? He works hard because he wants to save money. Why do they want to build it quickly? Stephanie will have a baby soon. Why do they want to build it carefully? They don't want to have problems. Will the new kitchen be as big as the old kitchen? No, it will be smaller. Where do Stephanie and Barry usually eat dinner? They usually eat in the kitchen. How many bedrooms will there be in the new house? There will be 3 bedrooms. Why should the bedrooms be big? They want to have many children. Who is always there? The workers are always there. Which house will be more expensive? The new house will be more expensive. All right, good job. See you next time. Bye.
Practicing English.
Alexi, did I tell you I bought a new computer yesterday?
No, that's great. Did you connect it yet?
No, that's part of the problem. I was hoping that maybe you'd be able to help me.
I see. Do you want some help?
Yes, that would be great.
Do you want to do it now?
Yes, if you're free.
Let's go.
Thanks.
This computer desk we're putting together is pretty nice. It shouldn't take long to put it together. Where in your room do you want to put it?
Well, I think we should move the bed towards the door and maybe move the chair, bookshelf, and table too. I think we could fit it all in.
Have you measured the size of the table I'm working on?
No, but it should be okay, I think.
Well, just a few more minutes of working on this on the floor, and it should be done. Then I can put your computer on it, and we can see where all this furniture will go. You sure have a lot in here. A bed, a big chair, a bookshelf, and the television. And then you want to put the computer desk in here, too.
Oh, I think we'll have enough room. There's plenty of space.
Yes, but there are many pieces of furniture, too.
Okay, let's look at the desk. Well, it's a little bigger than I thought it was going to be. Where do you think we should put it?
Well, let's try that corner over there. It's where the phone jacks are, so it should go easily there. I think.
Okay, let me just move the table the phone is on. You're right. It's a little more crowded than I thought. Maybe we could put some of this furniture on the ceiling.
We might have to do that.
Okay, so the desk is now by the phone. So let's put the computer on it and hook it up. Everything else can be moved around later.
This should all connect in just a few minutes. Have you got a chair to put in here?
Oh yeah, another piece of furniture to move in here. The chair is in my roommate's room. I'll go get it. There really is a lot of stuff in here now. The desk and chair took up a lot of space.
I think we're gonna have to get creative. Think of some ways to save some space. Your room is big, but you keep putting furniture in it. Are there some things you can get rid of to make more space?
Do you mean I have to get rid of some things?
Well, it is your room. But this new desk and chair take up a lot of space. Are there some things you can live without in here?
I'm not good at this. I really need all of these things.
Well, what about that big chair? Could you get rid of that?
I love this chair. I read in it all the time.
Okay. And the bookshelf against the window?
My books? No way. I'm not giving any of those away.
I didn't say you had to get rid of them. I just think that we could make more room if you move the things into the other rooms. Or maybe you could get rid of things.
Not my books.
Okay. Not all your books, but some. This room is as crowded as Grand Central Station at rush hour. There's no room to walk or, move in here.
Okay, you're right. I just didn't think that adding a computer to my room would cause so many problems.
Well, you have a big room, and it can hold what you need very comfortably and easily. We just have to make more room on the floor and by the window. Come on, I'll help you get rid of some things.
But I want to keep some things, please.
Of course, Angie, you can keep some things. But first of all, let's get rid of those old newspapers over there. See, Angie? Your room really looks great now that we got rid of some things.
It does look a lot better.
Just try not to buy any new things for a while.